Hello, everybody. This is Toyo Erisinara, and sorry about the last episode. I was the guest who had to cancel because I had two other meetings in 2 hours successions after the podcast. And we just finished a long day in the clinic, so there was no way I could survive that. So by the end of that day, I think I go back to my room like past 8:30. I just had to sleep, start all over again the next day, and it started all over again. But I think that gives you an idea of why BUTH is BUTH, right? So I'm going to be going through the episode, some questions, pick some questions here and answer them. So hopefully that gives you the guy's perspective in a way. So, you brought the light. So, shall we go on? Before we do that, let me connect to the internet here. So first of all, where I am in the lecture room. So this is one of the rooms where you will have classes. You guys are about 90, right? But since this is Saturday morning, I can come here anytime. But since Professor Yisan, he's one of the professors of surgery here, is still around, they connected this place to light 24/7, almost 24/7. So if you don't have light in your hostels, you can come here for light. Usually there's light here. That's one of the only places that has constant light.
To give you perspective on what to expect from both.
Should I leave this on? Yeah, why not?
You should know about both. And we hope that this episode is just as interesting to you as it is to us. All right, so let's get right into it. So if I were to take a survey right now and just ask you randomly, when you were coming to both, were you guys excited?
Fairly excited.
Okay, so that is a very simple question. I was excited. I was very excited because I was moving from my preclinical training and I was going to a place where I would be actually acting like a doctor. So in my mind, that was like one of the best transitions possible. Like the theory I've been learning, physiology, biochemistry, you can actually put it into practice. So I was very excited.
I wouldn't say very excited, but I knew I was coming to work. So
Abigail said not very.
What are you?
Different perspectives.
Genuinely, so sad, but I was excited. Like I was really excited to be here. But now
you're all right, Ini.
I'd say that my first year here, technically there was the R or the E's.
I'm gonna go back a bit.
So if you were asked to describe your first year in BUTH, your educational experience, your social experience, your psychological experience, just give us a brief summary of how your first year in BUTH went. All right. Let's start with you, Abby.
Okay, how my first year in BUTH went. First year in BUTH was exhausting. Was very exhausting. I say this because we know, like BUTH has a way of draining you. Like we're doing part and Pharm classes, and I was also engaged in other activities, helping out in many projects in chapel, and I was doing too much. And bro, I think I got to a point where I burnt myself out. It was just a lot. The exams were a lot, things getting spoiled, doing your first part and Pharm exam, the intro was a lot. Everything was a lot. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. But then there will be seasons of your life in BUTH where it becomes calm. Like, okay, you're past the major storm, so you just have this period of reprieve. It's like you are just recovering from all the stressors of that season. So in that regard, you recover, right? But I won't say the experience was fun. When I go back home, of course, I will look back and say, oh, I have grown a lot and I'm a lot better doctor than I was before I came here. Like, I am differentiating, becoming more and more like a doctor. Yes, well, it was hard.
Okay, so I think academically there was the R or the E's. There are lots of things that you should know, you should do. Time is not ever enough. We need like 48 hours for one day.
Right.
Then socially, Socially, I think from January I started planning my December movements because I'm like, I need to, because there's literally almost no space. You have to create space and time for yourself, obviously. And then psychologically, it has been a roller coaster. It's been nice. It's been smooth. It's been my mates, ballers, but in school. But
Yeah, that's one thing that really strikes to you because you see your classmates excelling around the world and you are here. Especially if you are a transfer student, it's harder. But even if you are not a transfer student, your mates have graduated, they're already in NYC and you are still in school. So it's tough.
And it's been okay, it's been fine. So yeah, I'll say that.
Thank you very much, Abigail. All right, Ini.
I'd say that my first year here was a hurricane.
Hurricane. Mama.
Because generally, as much as I missed the people like I'd not seen a year plus. So that was what made me more excited. But coming here, it made me, should I say, it kept me on my toes. Like, oh, especially when they focus. Like, I don't know, it's made me realize that I actually have a fear of speaking.
Are you
In
serious?
the presence of people.
Please join public.
Especially when I don't know the answer. Like,
Yeah, that's one thing. At the beginning, I don't think I had this fear when I came here. I was of the opinion that, okay, I will say something and get it wrong early. They'll percuss you, right? They'll ask you a lot of questions. But in my own opinion, I would be like the first to speak. So that way, the little I knew, I already got it out there before everybody else said the little I knew, so that sometimes I escaped the major percussion. But then I got to some professor, one particular later on, like after like 8 months, that really just almost destroyed my self-confidence. But thank God for friends, thank God for people who kept pushing me, and thank God for a tough mindset. So I just kept pushing, despite all the stuff that he said or he says. I just try and avoid him. But it's stories for another day. Yeah, but yeah.
realize my voice goes. And then socially, generally, I'm just see right now my brain is lagging. Like, I need to live here, but that's just like a summary of how this first year has been.
Yeah, and people will always tell you, yeah, we are excited to go home for December break because it's like being in battle, battered as a soldier. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I've also been like fun times, fun time. Yeah.
Sending you prayers. All right, Toby.
Okay, I think I would say my first year has been a test of my mental strength. Like, it's been a whole lot. Like, academically, it's been so tedious that I'm like, can I actually do this? And I actually pull through. So I feel like the human body is able to adapt to anything at this point. So, academically, it has been tedious. Socially, I have to be very intentional of keeping up with my family and like, oh, my brother is writing this exam. I don't even know what's happening because I'm too overwhelmed or engrossed in my own. Because medical school will not give you space to think. You have to be very intentional. And then I think psychologically, I have crashed out.
Right.
I've crashed out this year. I've thought of running away like 6 times.
Actually, I thought about, like, during my last ChemPart exam, during which of the exams was that? Was it ChemPart itself or was it hematology? I literally thought about this. What happens if I just stand up, drop my pen, and just walk out of the hall? Sometimes you're like, I want to get distinction. Other times, when you get to the hall, you're like, okay, God, just let me pass. It sounds like crazy, but it's true because I don't want to scare you, but get ready. It's a lot. And I'm looking for the encouraging part to say it now, but I'll say that much later. But it's a lot of work and it's very draining on you mentally.
Twice.
You can.
Okay,
What?
another question.
So that thing where they say medical students grow close to God.
Right.
When you see trials and tribulation, you have to give all to Jesus.
Right.
So
Preach on, sister.
personally,
And that's true, but some people don't do that the right way. Many times people use activity to cover up, but that's not what it's supposed to be. Like, what this is supposed to be is giving to Jesus. It means that you have a deep personal prayer life and deep Bible study. I found out that when I was doing the opposite, when I was serving a lot without having time for myself with God, I got more burnt out and it almost caused me to crash out. So when I took myself away from most of the scenes or most of the action and went to the quiet place to spend time with Jesus and to do my own Bible studies and to grow, my strength started coming back. So there's a very, very, very big difference between activity and relationship.
God has kept me sane, and my friends also. Like, imagine
Friends,
like
yeah.
doing all of this and they have nobody to like talk to or nobody to just hang around.
So because this episode is so long, I'm just going to be skipping around and hopefully get some good questions along the way. No methodology here.
You will go crazy.
Yes.
You will go crazy.
But I'm thinking you did genuinely care, so yeah.
All right, thank you very much. As someone that is not an advocate for stabbing, I think wait, listen to me. I think both it has given me some sort of reorientation, because chances are that you will actually break down if you don't take a day or two for yourself.
I don't agree with that. Like, if you are going to stab, you're already going to stab, right? But if you are not the kind of person that stabs, I don't stab classes. I don't skip any classes. As long as I'm in school, I'm attending the class. The reason I attend all classes is because I don't read as much as other people. So in my hopes, I'm hoping that what they teach me in class, imagine if it comes out in examination, and me that will not have the time to read all the plenty slides as well as people can cram them. I'm not that guy. So once I realize that I'm not that guy, I just do my best to put myself in a position where I can I put myself in a position where I can learn as much from the classroom so that I won't have to rely on post-studying to get where I need to go. But having said that, I have missed some classes because I traveled. So in Iwo, I would never have traveled. But here I realized that, if I don't actually take those breaks and travel, I mean, I would lose part of my mind. So some weeks I leave here, go home. Another time I went for a live recording, and usually I would skip that because I'm in school. But this one I was like, nah, school waits. I went for a week. Was it a week or a weekend? Like a few days. I went off. There I had to grew a bit, and I came back. So I understand that aspect, but stabbing was never for me.
So while I'm not an advocate for, okay, don't come to class, that kind of thing, I think that there are times when you just know that if I go for this class, I feel wrong, man.
Just not crying in class.
Yeah, exactly. So like those kind of situations, if you actually miss that class, I think you're doing yourself a very big favor. Yeah. So does anybody else want to add anything to that?
Call men to hold you by the hand and by your neck too. So go for the classes. Thank you.
Yeah, you see. Okay.
It's going to make your life easier, to be very honest.
Okay, I think another thing, get like 3 power banks.
Where? Which one?
Okay, power banks. Yes, you need the power station. If I show this, I want to show you this. This is the Oraimo Jets. I think it's like 20,000 milliamp hours. Very powerful. I have one that is 50,000 milliamp hours. I have one that's 10,000 milliamp hours. I have one that's 20,000 milliamp hours. I don't always use them, but having them is a very big advantage for the seasons where there are no lights, where light is scarce. Those seasons are not as much for us as it was for the previous set, but having it is very important. And if you stay outside school at any point in time, you would definitely need them.
If you are going to be staying at Yaku first,
Yeah,
You see?
like,
I beg
maybe
you,
if I'm just you might stay in, but let me just break it to you
chances
that
are.
Oh, also, and boys, just reorient yourself. Like, school doesn't really care about you as much. So, you'll find out that people will be telling you to manage a lot. I'm not going to be one of those people telling you to manage. If there's something that you see is wrong and you want it to be changed, please speak up, communicate with each other, and somebody should have a voice to speak up for the guys, because many times the guys are left out. For example, now the buses that pick the girls up from outside hostel, they don't pick the boys up, which is, I don't think is cool, but I mean, I understand prioritize the girls, but after that you should come back and pick the boys. They don't do that. There are so many things that the guys don't get because they just expect us to just survive, which we do, but I don't think is the best. So come together and find a way to speak up. Things I really care about, talk about them, put them together, and let something be done. Because the way things are right now is like boys are marginalized in a way. Not in a way, the boys are marginalized, but we survive.
a bettable, or if you have cause of outside posting and where they were going to.
Oh.
Because it wasn't so conducive for them.
By the way, the audio from this podcast is really nice. I give it to Tomiwa and the team, editorial team. They did a really good job.
Right then. Okay, so this person is asking for information on scrubs, I think that's BAM's excuse.
BAM's executive will reach out to you with the available information.
Yeah, but your
BAM's
scrubs are
editorial
purple, right?
committee doesn't.
Yeah, so the scrubs issues, we had issues with our own scrubs because we chose not to follow BAMs to order it, and it caused a lot of problems. Some people got their scrubs like 9 months after the posting started. I would say get one at home, but I'm hoping that the administration is more structured with you guys. So I've already initiated conversations. Some of my guys have already initiated conversations with BAM so that you guys get information better and faster. So if you still haven't got any information in like a week or two, just reach out to me. Reach out to any of the people you know, like how far, any news about Scrubs, so that we can reach out to those in charge again, maybe like the president, and so that they can settle you guys early. Because the sooner you guys get settled, the easier it will be for you coming here. Personally, what I would prefer is that everybody buys the same material, send it to themselves, and sews their own scrub at home. So nobody's complaining that their scrub is not good enough, but it's likely not going to happen since you guys have all gone home. So in that case, we'll work on something, and you guys won't have the same problems we had. So, but it's purple, like she said.
Your scrubs are purple.
Yeah.
Your scrubs are purple.
If others ahead of you have done it, then you can do it.
Obviously, play sports. Or if you have maybe an event, but which is not even necessarily.
If you not say if an eye
you have
baby,
to cover
you're
yourself a bit. So, and I think on Saturdays too, you're allowed to. You're not necessarily allowed, but you could wear trousers. But don't
To start.
Abigail. Okay, I think I the light for sports, especially for people that play sports. I don't think it's a problem. But obviously, let's say hours. Sorry, I'm trying to get it. But basically, practically lay your hands on things. Then for what to expect during postings, I think it depends on the posting actually.
Yeah.
So we started with what?
Sorry, it's medicine one, surgery one. So for that,
Okay, what to expect? You need to learn how to clerk, and clerking means, for the simplest terms, I'll explain this here. Clerking means asking the questions, the right questions in the right way that will allow you to best treat your patient. That's what clerking is. But the way it is done in Nigeria, there's a pattern that you must follow. Like, if you are a professional, therefore you will know all the questions and you can ask them any way you want. But they don't teach you like that. They teach you in a way that you ask questions in a particular format so that as you are getting your experience, you don't skip any questions. So that's why it's very, very structured, because they expect you to ask these questions first, then these questions, then these questions. It's a very, very detailed sequence. So they expect you to ask them in a certain manner that will gain the most results. Sometimes they don't gain the most results. And personally, I think that the way it's structured should be altered to make it more realistic, because you spend hours cracking one patient and your consultant spends like 30 minutes or 10 minutes. There's a reason they spend that short, not just because they have the knowledge, just because they're not using the template that you are using. But you cannot tell them that yet. So use the template they want you to use, and then after you have learned it well enough, then you can break the rules. But for now, don't worry. We will teach you that. Maybe before you come.
Yeah.
and to keep on asking questions. Please don't do that. You can collect the prof's number and then ask him.
I don't agree with that. So sometimes it's best to ask your questions. So if your group members are very tired, maybe ask one question and not. But if you have questions, ask, because that's how you learn and grow. So don't be scared to ask your questions. Even if people are giving you side eye, ask your questions. But also read the room. If you guys are all tired and it's been a long day, then maybe it's time for you guys to just let it be and wait till after everything to ask your questions. But yeah, that's the format for that.
Then yes, I started from day one.
Really?
And even
Hey, what did you say from the one?
What is it was like? I know that there were times like even I think intro I read like almost 50.
you can collect the prof's number and then ask him
If they will ask.
Then Pat and Pharm. Woo! May God help.
Amen.
I don't know what to say about that post there, but
Okay, so for Path and Farm, they have said a lot there. All I will add to what they have said is that no matter how much you read, it will still get to a point where you're overwhelmed. But since we are here, just come over to us, reach out to me, reach out to any of your friends, and we can help you to de-escalate the situation. Path and Farm is going to be a lot, but I'll say this to you guys now. You guys need a better structure. So each of the courses, I know I've already talked to Peter about this, but each of the mini courses, because you have 5: hematology, microbiology, chempath, and what's the 4th one? There's pharmacology separate, and then there's anapath. So those are 5. You might need a separate course rep for each of them that will all report to your main course rep, but each one, so that your course rep doesn't lose her mind and the assistant doesn't lose his mind too. You will need individual course reps to handle the communication with all these lecturers, because here they believe that your course rep is the one that should handle class scheduling, which I don't think is right, because there should be a person who does scheduling. You find that some other postings, the department, they do the scheduling, but this one, they expect the class rep to do all the work, which is not right, but that's what it is here. So
draining, it is exhausting.
Don't be scared.
They are dropping 3 first.
There's hope for me. I can make it to the end. So don't worry, you'll be fine. Oh yeah, I was going to say something. Please try to maintain or try to form good relationships with your lecturers. Like,
that's true. So let's fast forward.
there was no shame. I couldn't take it anymore. That was like maybe the second week. No, you people most soon come. I cried that day. I couldn't believe.
Oh, so how is food quality here in Booth? You get variety, but on campus, the food might not be cooked in the most hygienic pattern. When I came, I was always eating at the cafeterias here without any fear, but then I got food poisoning once, and I got it the second time. So I decreased the number of times I eat on campus, and I decrease what I eat on campus. Everybody's physiology is a bit different, but just be careful, right? If they tell you that, oh, this beans is not good, then don't buy that beans. If they tell you that, oh, 3 people had an issue with G&G this week, or 2 have had an issue with BBSF this week, just be careful. There are other places you can buy akara, you can go to Item 7, you can go to Chicken Republic, Brent. There are many places you can buy food. You can order with Child Deck, other things. So food is not a problem, but if you eat it from the wrong places, you will have a problem. Many students have food poisoning. Many. It's not fun. It's not fun whatsoever.
Eating outside.
As your parents are well giving, thank God. But try to also be as considerate than balanced.
Have other
But I think the plus here is that from what I've heard, if you're in a unit, chances are that it's a little more flexible than what Iwo is, because you guys are more like, everybody's aware that you're occupied. So please serve God in the capacity that you can.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. So someone is asking, what should we do to survive word rounds?
Just so that I'm speaking to a human being like me. Yes, maybe a professor. Yes.
To survive word rounds, you need to think fast on your feet. Sometimes take risks, sometimes take insults. They might insult you once or twice, or 3 or 4 times. But guys, please don't just hide in the background, because they will find you. So if you know an answer, raise up your hand, answer the question early. That way you get better rapport with the teacher. So answer as many questions as you can early, and after you've answered the questions early, then you can do other things. You can relax, but don't just hide in the background. They will find you. Some guys survive by just being quiet and hiding and waiting for us to answer questions. That's okay, but if you know something, answer the question. If you don't, if they stroke you, fine. For the girls too, it's the same for everybody. But in word rounds, you stand a lot. So I advise you get comfortable shoes, get sneakers. My first few days, it was painful, my legs. So get comfortable socks, get sneakers, shoes that you can stand in for a long time. Don't wear heels. Pack your hair, girls. Guys, if you can wear sneakers or something that you will be comfortable with for hours, you will stand there, your leg will pain you, and you will get used to it. So something comfortable is my biggest advice. Then for the posting, you will know the word round you're doing that day. So you can read some of your cardiology, it might be nephrology, depends on the day for the for the word round. So read about what is about to happen, and also know your patients. Once you have clocked your patients, know them very well, because they might ask you to present the patients, not in your first week, and they will give you lenience because you haven't yet done BUTH and Pharm. But know your patients very well. And last thing I would say is that those who are starting with medicine, don't take your medicine for granted. Like the way we started medicine very strong. I made sure we started strong because I was the course rep for the medicine side of things. But what the temptation is that since nobody's doing that much work in surgery, for you to relax and say, okay, it's chill. No. Take your medicine very seriously. Work extra for the medicine posting, because by the time you switch to surgery, then you realize that all that effort was worth it. But if you start with surgery, then surgery is a bit more chill. You work, but not as much as medicine. Then when you get to medicine, you start working hard. So start working hard early from medicine.
A consultant, but I would say what I know to the best of my capabilities. Like they may laugh at you, which they may, but you should not dip it too much. You just take
exactly. I agree with her.
As a feather.
Some things should be left to themselves and focus on other things. But I think it was just the toughest because it was just very bulky, and I'd seen that
it's very bulky.
Yeah.
I knew that you were going to share. Look, I'm not even looking. I think perhaps because I was group leader. I don't know why.
My toughest posting so far has been BUTH and Pharm intro. Community medicine was chill for me. I enjoyed my break. I did not lead. I stayed in the background on purpose so that I could rest. Family medicine, I'm staying in the background too. Medicine was very tough for me too because I was the course rep of the medicine half, and that was not a fun experience because you have pressure from above, you have pressure from people below you. People are angry with you for no reason. They say you did not do this, you did not do that. Everybody's angry with you and you are alone. It's not a nice position to be in. So please take care of your course reps. Take care of them, please, because it's a very lonely role. But hardest was intro because a lot went wrong for me in intro. I already had a plan to study and get to ramp up my studying like 2 weeks to the exam, and my tablet fell into water. It spoiled. I didn't have a tab to use. I didn't have how to study. Everything around home, stuff was just happening left and right, and I was just like, God, please help me. So that was my hardest because of circumstances around it. But yeah, the truth is that there are very busy seasons of your life, and other times you'll be so free that you won't know what to do with your time. Like Saturday, my guys are playing football now. I'm here to record this video, like, because I want to share something with you guys and also to make some productive moves today. I have a call that they are trying to reach me right now. I'm not answering the call because I'm in a meeting with you guys. After that, I will answer them. So they'll be angry with me, but after I finish, I'll answer them. So it's things like that. You have time. Sometimes you have time. Sometimes you won't have time. That's how it works, yeah.
But you see that posting took some...
The things you look for in a partner. And are you actively also trying to be that type of person? Because you don't want to say, oh, I want a honest guy, I want a loyal guy, and then you used to betray your friends.
So relationships in BUTH, I don't know what to say about this. I'll just say that as the Lord leads you, if you're looking for a life partner, fine, you might find here, you might not. You will have more time to spend with them here. Just don't get over carried away. But personally, that doesn't apply to me yet. I'm waiting till I find the right time and the right person, and I'll build. So I'm not scared that I will be behind time. Even if it's after BUTH, fine, I can grow like that. But right now, I'm growing on myself, and when the Lord says a word, I move. But don't rush. Don't rush into relationships and rush out of it. If it's the right time, fine, it works for you. There are many people that have good relationships, and there are many people that don't. So, yeah, okay.
I used to lie.
For you. I feel like you need to make, especially if the person is not in the medical line, you need to make them understand that.
Very true, very true. She had some issues that time, but if you're not in the medical line, you need to understand your schedule. So
that you are so much loved at home. That's no man. And I'm also talking.
So home is your biggest support here, not your friends. Your friends are very big support, but home, if you have a strong home support, but if you don't, let your friends help you out here.
Very, very true. You have to be able to clearly communicate, what is happening, how your schedule is like. But this is not also to say that you now completely detach yourself and then don't you know that I have word rounds? Because these are some that was
bounce activities, because genuinely these are things that, and I'm also just here that join editorial committee.
Please join public speaking committee, Joyce. Know me.
So join a committee, learn from BAMs. Hopefully, by the time you guys come in, the things will be very ramped up. So you will see each committee, but they are working a lot. Everybody's working in their own part. I'm in welfare, and yeah, we're trying our best. And our leader is doing a very, very good job in like providing the food and all the things that are needed for different events. So join a committee, work hard. Even if you don't work that hard, at least join a committee so you have an idea of what's happening, and then you can now join choir, KCF, or even go outside Bowen to join organizations, join a church. Although you must come to KCF, but you can still join a church. Don't tell them I told you that, but yeah, it's possible. Find something to do with your time, grow. You can travel to Ilorin for conferences, whatever you want to do, but yeah, grow.
No, you join so that you'll be able to present well.
I think it's coming over here.
You don't call it stubborn. You rest.
Oh.
Sorry. I think that as much as people, I'm not an extrovert, Sha. Yes.
She's an introverted extrovert. Has been very different. One of the things that I did that I really enjoyed was that I prioritized myself and my faith, because that's one of the things that are very important to me. But if I were to say anything that I would do differently, I would say that some days of orientation I would have not showed up. I'm so sorry. This is very...
Okay, so I don't know what they're talking about here. I think it's orientation they're talking about. So, yeah, your orientation will be better than ours. I know that for sure. So, yeah, she's right.
This is personal to different people. I know some people that would have... Yeah, I know some people that would have thought differently, but this is my own perspective. Me. I'm not saying I would have starved everything because I don't like to starve. But you see this... I would have taken that time to at least rest because I was really stressed that period. I said to have you, and we hope that BAM.
Okay, so my own summary is this: whenever you can go home, go home. They tell you that you can't go home often, but you can if you stay close. Yeah, after posting, you can disappear for a week and come back to regain your mental strength. Like, you don't understand this part about being stressed yet, but what I will tell you is that I will encourage you and tell you that you have a support system here. We're here to help you, right? And coming here was a big... People told me that BAM's BUTH will stress you. I didn't really get it. What I can say now is that you have a mental drain, and sometimes you feel like you're losing your mind because of the amount of work you have to do. But then realize that it's not going to be always. All I can do is pray for you, really, because when you get here, you will encounter stresses. Like, I don't want to tell you that when you get here, you understand, but when you get here, you'll understand. And all I can tell you is that when you do understand, please reach out to me. I'll try and take out time. All I can do right now is pray for you because you're about to start your journey. So let's pray. Lord, thank you for your sons and daughters who are coming here to start their clinical journey, oh God. Fill them with the Holy Spirit. Help them build a deep relationship with you. And Lord, even as they do this, their postings, even as they come here, oh God, from the beginning to the end, see them through, oh God. Anyone that's struggling with family matters, oh Lord, help them. And when they come here, Lord, let them be a very solid set. Let them work together. Let them live for you, Jesus. And let it be that at the end of their time in BUTH, oh God, your name will be glorified, oh God. Anywhere that they are lacking, fill them up, oh God, and remove fear. We rebuke the spirit of fear. We rebuke the spirit of anxiety. We rebuke the spirit of suicide. And we say, peace of the Lord, fill your hearts. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen. Okay, so I have to go. I have another meeting. People have been trying to call me for like 30 minutes. They won't be happy with me, but I just have to make this video. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay amazing, and bye-bye.